Hi everybody, how are you? It's Jay Victoria, the Energy Queen, and I didn't expect to be doing this video, so I didn't do a lot of prep, but I feel like it's really important to talk about. So in case this helps anybody, I wanted to just show up and put this out there for you. This is about Donald Trump's energy, and I think this is something not a lot of people have really commented on, and we can be so distracted by what he says and what he does that we're not thinking about the fact that he's a spirit and asking the question, what is going on spiritually with this person? So I was just laying down to do an energy clearing session on myself. And I thought about how it is possible to work on other people with something called soul permission. What you do is, at least this is what I teach my students, you ask the other soul's permission to work on it. And I thought, I wonder if that would be possible right now with Donald Trump. So, because he is a soul. So I got soul permission, I believe. And I saw a lot of really interesting things that I think I just want to say, because I feel like there's a lot of confusion right now and a lot of fear and a lot of people who don't really know what's what and we're, feeling confused. I know I felt extra heavy today. I feel like it's more than just me. There's a lot going on energetically, especially for women today. And I just wanted to share with you guys what I saw spiritually about him and in his energy. And obviously, I was trying to help clear his energy because I did get soul permission, I believe, and clearing someone's energy is beneficial, no matter who it is. And here's what I saw. So, if you've ever asked yourself the question, is he possessed, right? This is what I have to say about that. It's like what possessed is negative energy being inside you. And we all have negative energy inside of us to some extent, because what negative energy is negative beliefs. So if you ask yourself if you have any negative beliefs right now, that means you have negative energy inside you. And that's not normal to you or natural to you. So in that sense, we're all, possessed to a degree, some more than others. And what I saw in him is that there are deep programs, you could call them negative energy programs, that are quite large. And it's not to judge him, it's just what I saw. And we all deal with negative energy, each one of us, even me. I was actually clearing my energy. That's why I was, even thinking, about these things. I was laying down to clear my own energy. I do it every day. So we all need clear energy. It's just something that benefits us and helps us to be more of who we are in the light that God created us to be, and helps us live that, mission here on earth as the light. And he does have very large negative programs that I saw. I was trying to help clear them. And the programs, basically one of the largest programs that I saw operating in his energy is like a father wound program. And it's basically like, and you can see this when he talks, it's like trying to almost like be so masculine and please like an absent father figure. It's like having to have the most money and be the most president and all these things, and like trying to almost impress like a father figure, but we don't see the father figure, but it's like in his programming. And I saw that comes from generations. It's like a generational wound. Again, we all deal with different generational wounds, so I'm not saying this with judgment. It's just what I saw. I also saw that he basically, I think where we get confused about him is that he is quite authoritative, and sometimes it can be tempting to be like, is he telling the truth? Is he really helping America? Is he really like a good guy? And we're actually the ones who are mean because we don't like him, if we don't like him or we don't agree with him. And what I saw is that Again, these are my opinions. If you don't like them, you can go make your own video. You don't have to get mad at me. That's what the internet's for. Donald Trump does it too. We all share our opinions on the internet, okay? So you can go, if you don't agree with me, you can create your own video. But this is what I saw. It's that he is pretty much a bully. Like, and it comes from innate fear of weakness. You can really see that with him. He doesn't allow space for his own feminine energy. He doesn't have really a connection with his spirit because he feels that need to please the father figure, right? So much that it's like there's no room for weakness. There's no room for spirituality. There's no room for a heart, really. And feminine energy is also being fun and having fun and being silly. And he doesn't really do that. He can tell jokes, but usually they're at someone else's expense. And it's coming from such a place of weakness that he won't even allow an ounce of weakness in himself. And it's not true strength. True strength is not hiding weakness. You know what I mean? And he's definitely has such a deep fear of being weak. And you can see that through the cracks in certain things that he says. Like he got really insecure about the crowd sizes when he was campaigning, and you know, different things like that. Like he'll show sensitivity to people criticizing him. And even I watched a clip of the congressional address, and he wouldn't even look at the Democrats when he was talking about how mean they were to him, and he could never do anything to oppress them, but he wouldn't look directly at them. So it's like there is a lot of weakness there. And it's like, it literally is like, I was actually bullied by someone when I was 19, and I learned a lot about why bullies are the way they are. And it does come down to that. It's such a deep insecurity that they can't even show any ounce of insecurity because it's that painful. It's that deep that they feel that weakness and insecurity and fear of not being worthy. Like they feel it so deeply that they can't even show a normal, healthy amount of that. Like they can't even, you know, because we all feel that sometimes. And, you know, but if you're really hiding it so deeply that you can't even, it's like you're covering it up basically so much that you do a lot of things to compensate for that. And you'll see him doing those things. Like he'll shift the blame to other people constantly. It's always somebody else's fault. He won't ever admit blame pretty much ever, because that would be admitting that he's weak in some way. And when you feel so deeply weak, you can't even admit when you actually are wrong. That means that, you know, there's like, you can't, you know what I mean? Be a balanced person. You can't actually admit, okay, I messed up there. Or, okay, maybe I'm wrong about that. He can't do that because it's like there's so much fear of being unworthy and insecure and weak, like that he can't even do it a healthy, normal amount, or even when it is actually appropriate. Like, you know, okay, maybe I'm not perfect, but he would never say something like that, you know what I mean? So it's like bullies need to disguise that weakness so badly that they will just compensate with layers and layers of like other things, like false confidence. And another tactic that's actually really easy to spot when you know about it is just that they will always shift the blame onto other people. They always want to make fun of other people. They always want to act like everyone else is the problem. And even in his speech, he felt the need to say Joe Biden was the worst president in all of history. Like, why would you need to do that if you really are a great person? Why would you need to, you know, bring someone else down who's not even there? Like, you know, it's very clear when you look at it like that. I also saw that at some point he is going to try to distance himself from Elon Musk, because the things that Elon Musk is doing are not, I saw a lot of things happening that are not beneficial to people. It's like just not beneficial to people. And I saw like things are not going to get better. Like it's like that's one of the disguises that is going on right now, acting like, you know, basically Trump's saying right now, like, you know, okay, things might look kind of bad right now, but they're gonna get better. And like, that's not true. It's like, look at what's happening. Well, that's what's happening, you know? And And there you go. Like that's the energy I saw. Is like it's not going to get better. I mean, it doesn't mean that things can't shift and change in a good way, because a lot of things are getting exposed right now. But basically, like saying that things might look bad right now on the surface, but they're not really going to be. I don't think that's true. I think it's like we have to really look at things at face value. And if you look at things at face value, like, yeah, you see what's happening, like cutting Medicare, firing people who don't deserve it, like bullying everywhere, all around, all the time. And yeah, it's like not even making America great. It's about making himself great. And it's about even the word choice, making America great. It's not about Americans. It's not about the people. It's about, exactly one thing I've been thinking about lately is how the Bible says you can't serve God and money at the same time. You have to pick one. And it's very clear who these people are serving, right? And who Donald Trump is serving. And I don't think he's fully aware of these things. If you're wondering about that too, I don't think he's completely aware, because what happens when you have a lot of negative energy in your system is that it blocks your perspective. So you can't see clearly. You can't see the truth clearly. And so you may do things that are, like you might think that it's makes sense, but your perspective is really flawed. And we all go through that in life. We all have moments where we think that we're doing the right thing, and that person really deserves that, and I really should fight with this person. But negative energy is it blocks your perspective. And so yeah, I think those are most of the things I want to say. That that things aren't going super well, and that he will try to distance himself from Elon Musk at some point. And I think that there's going to be some sort of struggle or power struggle there for sure. And yeah, there's a lot of blame shifting and a lot of diversion, which is something that negative energy does too. It tries to divert away from itself. It doesn't want you to look at it for too long. It doesn't want you to see it for what it is. It wants you to always blame somebody or something else. And that's exactly what he does. It's like he's always shifting the blame, shifting the perspective, like shifting what you're looking at everybody else's fault. And even if he fails, it's someone else's fault, And he's also, I want to say, he's a mirror for us. We need to look at ourselves and how we do this. We might not be doing it in a major way like this, but we do it in micro ways. We all have negative energy programming. We all do things that maybe we shouldn't do. We all have weakness that we don't want people to see. We all do these things to an extent. It might not be that drastic or on that visible a scale, but we all do it to some extent. So I really believe that he's in front of us for a reason, and we don't have to fight with him or try to like take him down. I'm not going to speak for everybody, but I think that we have power in the choices that we make about ourselves. And so if you shift your focus back onto yourself, how am I doing the things that he triggers in me, like the things that I don't like about him? How do I do those things? And correcting those in yourself, I believe that when we really do that for ourselves, when we each make that choice, that we won't need that mirror in front of us anymore, and then he will not be in front of us like this anymore. Yeah, so anyway, I'm like almost falling asleep, but I just wanted to record this. And yeah, I hope this makes sense for you. If you have questions, you can let me know. Again, this was not like to be judgmental or anything like that, but this is what I saw. And I do believe that, he is a spirit, which means that he is made of light like all of us. And, if he doesn't change his ways, basically, it's basically like the Scrooge story, and he's still in the before the transformation, obsessed with money, obsessed with things that are not the right thing to be obsessed with in life. That's not what really matters. and not fully able to see the problems that that's causing other people, and to truly care, you know, to truly fully have that empathy and understand the impact of those actions. Like, it's like the Scrooge before picture, and the ghosts, when they visited Scrooge, very bluntly told him, you know, there will be spiritual repercussions for the choices that you make. So that's another thing to know when you look at him, is that you know, even if he has lots of money and seems like a lot of power here on earth, there will be eternal consequences for the things that he does. And so in that way, we need to choose, as souls, as sparks of light, to have empathy on some level for another soul that is operating out of intense fear and negativity and causing others harm, because that's never going to be good for that soul. And that can actually really be a sad story at the end of that soul's earth journey, where it goes next. So, like, we have to see it that way too. And we have to take responsibility for ourselves, you know, because that's what we all do here on earth. And yeah, these are just some things to think about and contemplate. And I hope that it helped you. All right. Good night.